Welcome back to Theme Park Wizard, and today we have a quick Disneyland update, Disneyland Resort update. To be honest, we have new virtual queue, new restaurants opening, and new dates to select your tickets. So let's get right to it. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones has a long line. It's a very popular attraction. You can't have any indoor queues, so Indy has a big outdoor overflow queue that goes up and uses the Jungle Cruise, and kind of spreads into Adventureland. And I went all the way through the Jungle Cruise area when I was queuing for that attraction, and it was only a supposed 30-minute wait at the time. Imagine when it gets to like an hour and the capacity increases, there'll be nowhere to go, especially when the Jungle Cruise reopens this summer. Then Jungle Cruise will need that space. So Indiana Jones, they're testing a virtual queue starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, as in May 11th, Indiana Jones will be testing a virtual queue. It won't be, the standby will still be available, so it won't be automatically virtual queue. There'll be virtual queue and standby available during this test as well. And virtual queue won't be tested all day long. It may be tested for a couple of hours, and maybe in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, or just on and off. Almost like, think about it as a technical rehearsal for a newer ride, like Secret Life of Pets that just opened, and Kung Fu Panda, Universal Studios Hollywood. Before they officially opened, they were in technical rehearsals. They were open and closed throughout the day as they were kind of doing that test and adjust opening of the attraction. They're doing that same thing here, and test and adjust of the virtual queue system for Indiana Jones, which I think is definitely, at least initially, is much needed because there's really not enough space in Adventureland to accommodate Indiana Jones, and again, especially Jungle Cruise when that opens in just a couple of months. And it got me thinking, what other rides would need a virtual queue? And Haunted Mansion, that kind of wraps around. I mean, they're using the cast member back entrance, or skipping the stretching room for when the line gets too long, because it spills out into the New Orleans Square pathways. That plus Pirates of the Caribbean has an extensive overflow queue, and remember, even before the pandemic, that queue and the Haunted Mansion's queue on really busy days they both would extend and crowd into the New Orleans Square. And I feel like Disney should do something and even with Indiana Jones, but definitely Haunted Mansion and Pirates, they should do something like Universal is doing with Secret Life of Pets. Secret Life of Pets uses a virtual queue, but it doesn't start off as a virtual queue. It starts off in the morning, it's the general wait, and then as soon as the line gets to a point where it fills up on the outdoor queue, then it switches to a virtual queue. And that's what I feel like Disney should do with Pirates and Haunted Mansion. They should utilize as much of the outdoor queue as they can without overflowing to the pathway, then switch to a virtual queue after that. And even with Indiana Jones as well. But comment below, what other rides would you want to see a virtual queue on that you think take up some pathway space, especially with the social distancing, that could use maybe a virtual queue. Pirates and Haunted Mansion, the only ones I can think of so far. I'm trying to think of other ones. Space Mountain's pretty good. Yeah, their queue is above, although it was kind of stretching into the Tomorrowland area. So maybe Space Mountain. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe Thunder Mountain. Thunder Mountain is another one. It kind of, once you get to the Rancho del Zocalo area, probably mispronounced that. It's gets kind of a tight squeeze, and again, it's only 25 minutes, and that's 25 minutes, and it's already kind of filled up outdoors like that already. So maybe Thunder Mountain as well. By the way, last thing about the virtual queue, this won't be the same way you do it for Rise of the Resistance. You don't have to join any kind of boarding group or join anything at 7 or 12 a.m. No, you just go on the Disneyland app, click virtual queues, and then have a select amount of times, just like Universal when you do Secret Life of Pets virtual queue, and you choose your time, you put how many minutes in your party, and you choose for that hour. It's almost kind of like a fast pass, or basically it's almost like a max pass in this regard. It would work much more like a max pass than like the Rise of the Resistance boarding queue system. So that's awesome. If anyone's at the park tomorrow or this weekend, let me know how you like the virtual queue, and if you like that to stick around even post-pandemic or post-COVID restrictions on potentially June 15th. So that's interesting. Also, next up is dining. Disney released a foodie update today on this Disney Parks blog article I'm looking at. And 4 new restaurants across the resort. As the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new restaurants, or 4 restaurants and a bar, are opening this month, which is awesome. As part of the phased reopening of the Disneyland Resort, Paradise Garden Grill, which really should have been open from the beginning because it's a large, probably the largest, if not the, it is, I think it is the largest besides Pacific Wharf, the largest outdoor spot dining area in Disney California Adventure. And with no indoor, or Disney is allowing, or they're allowed to do indoor dining, but they're not doing indoor dining. So since they're not doing that, it's kind of strange to leave the largest or the second largest outdoor dining area in a place with not much outdoor dining to begin with closed. So it's awesome that Paradise Garden Grill is going to open May 13th. That is on Thursday. That's very quick stuff. The soonest of these restaurants to open, so it's awesome. The Alfresco Tasting Terrace is going to open on May 20th exclusively for Legacy Pass holders. That's that area on top of, I think it's on top of Cartier Circle, or on top of the Trattoria, the Tasting Terrace was in that general area. But it's opening for Legacy Pass holders on May 20th. But on May 18th, you can go ahead and make your dining reservation for that, or online reservation for that as well. Blue Bayou with alcohol. That's right, with hurricanes being served there. The famous New Orleans drink that's supposed to really knock you out. That's opening on May 27th. May 27th, right, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. But on May 18th, you can go ahead and make your dining reservation for that and expect a long virtual queue as well. Just like with the hotel reservations and every other dining reservation and almost every other thing, when Disneyland opens something, I expect quite a bit of a virtual queue. So get up early on May 18th for that. Napa Rose is opening as well on May 28th, but for dinner only. Online reservations are also available for that restaurant on May 18th. Storytellers Cafe opens on May 28th as well for breakfast and dinner, but no characters for the foreseeable future, and online reservations begin on May 18th. And the Grand Californian Hotel Craftsman Bar is going to be opening, and it's going to be available on May 28th. Also on May 28th, the entrance to California Adventure from the Grand California will be opening as well. All those Grand Californian restaurants on May 28th will be available to non-hotel residents as well as hotel residents. Right now, everything is just available to people staying in the Grand Californian. If you're a DVC member or a hotel member, you only have access to those restaurants. But now, when all that other stuff opens, and on May 28th, anyone from the park can go ahead and do that. Also, I think the Craftsman Bar will have mobile order on May 28th as well. So if you want to take a break from the parks and go to a nice little lunch in California or Grand California, you'll be able to starting again Memorial Day weekend, which is awesome. Lastly, speaking of Memorial Day weekend, a lot of new dates have opened up for the end of May, that Memorial Day weekend, and June. Dates that are previously sold out, like the Avengers Campus opening weekend, June 4th, 5th, and 6th, were all sold out. Now there's plenty of one-day tickets and park hoppers for California Adventure and Disneyland as a starting park for park hoppers, and just one-day tickets for both parks on those days, and a plethora in the first 2 weeks of June and on Memorial Day weekend. So if you were bummed you couldn't see Avengers Campus on the opening weekend, or you couldn't go to Disney on Memorial Day weekend, they obviously aren't at 25% capacity yet, so they probably maybe start at 15 and maybe slowly bumping up to 25% as they get more staff back and they kind of get in the neck of things and they sell out. So if you want to be there on those 2 key weekends, definitely go on the Disneyland.com right now, because every time Disneyland opens up some new dates, especially for Disneyland Park, they seem to sell out within 48 hours. So definitely, I'd advise you right after this video to go on Disneyland.com. Alright, well, that's it for this quick Disneyland update. Well, it turned out to be not so quick, but that's it for this Disneyland update. A lot of news today, and we'll expect a lot more Disneyland news as the phased reopening continues. Oh, Paradise Pier Hotel opens June 15th, but no restaurants will be opening there, and you can make your reservation right now. For more Disneyland news and Disneyland updates and more off the Southern California theme park updates, subscribe to my channel, Theme Park Wizard, like this video, and share this video with all your friends who also are wondering about theme park news and Disneyland news specifically. Have a fantastic day, everyone. See you real soon.